Hello and how's it going, everybody? It is Skullzi here with the latest gaming news, rumors, and speculation. Stay tuned to the channel because I have a pretty awesome in-depth breakdown of that Starfield character creation, ship customization, outpost building, and more, basically the last half of that Xbox 2022 Starfield showcase. I wanted to separate that video from the gameplay breakdown for multiple reasons, but today, instead of breaking down something that we saw already, I want to talk about when we might see something next regarding Starfield, because for a while, leading up until what's basically E3 2022, we were getting a lot of pretty consistent updates from Bethesda in the form of Constellation log update videos. These short but informative videos told us a little bit more information about Starfield, its lore, its factions, their settlements, and gave us a little bit in terms of visuals in the way of concept art. However, ever since that Xbox 2022 Starfield showcase, Bethesda's been oddly quiet. Maybe that's because they did delay the game until 2023, or at least early 2023, or maybe that's because there's a lot of stuff on the horizon in terms of some pretty big conferences and events in which Bethesda can announce something Starfield related. I'll be breaking down when I expect we should see something regarding Starfield in this video today, and I'll be breaking down basically all of the major events that'll be taking place for the rest of this year, and talk about whether or not I think Starfield will be at these events and why. And of course, we're going to start with QuakeCon, which is a pretty important one to start with, because you would think that if Bethesda did indeed have something to show regarding Starfield at some point soon, that it would be shown at QuakeCon rather than Gamescom, which is later on in August. Gamescom takes place like during the last week of August, and QuakeCon takes place actually just a couple of days from the point in time in which I recorded this video. We can see QuakeCon takes place between August 18th and 20th this year, and Bethesda Game Studios has made some pretty big announcements and reveals at QuakeCon in the past, most notably Skyrim, which obviously was a long time ago, but the point is there is some potential for Starfield to be shown at QuakeCon this year. Only recently, in the last few years, QuakeCon is more of a community-focused event, meaning they tend to focus on charity stuff, trying to raise community interaction, and actually doing live streams of the community Q&As and stuff like that. But there are always some announcements at QuakeCon regarding future Bethesda projects, and we actually have the QuakeCon schedule, and there is no Starfield on here. In fact, there is basically nowhere for Starfield to be on this unless Bethesda just pulled a Fallout Mysterious Stranger and we got super lucky and some Starfield stuff just spawned during the showcase somehow. But I really don't think that horrible metaphor is going to happen. I don't think we're going to see anything Starfield related at QuakeCon at all this year, just based on this schedule. It is interesting though, because we are getting some Redfall stuff, and obviously Redfall comes out in 2023, so does Starfield. So I mean, there's going to be a lot of people saying, if Redfall is on this list, why isn't Starfield, if they both share the same year in terms of the release date? Well, I don't know. Maybe just because they don't have much they want to show in Starfield right now, or maybe it's because Redfall will actually come out before Starfield. All we know is Starfield is delayed until the first half of 2023, but maybe it'll get pushed until November of 2023. That potential does exist, even though I don't think it's going to happen. But basically the point of the matter is, Starfield is not at QuakeCon. QuakeCon is a Bethesda-centric event, and there is another event taking place this year, which is Gamescom. Gamescom is actually a huge European gaming conference, and Xbox is confirmed to be present at Gamescom this year. In fact, Xbox stated that they have 30 plus games they want to talk about at Gamescom, including stuff that'll be released within the next 12 months. We don't know if Starfield will be released in the next 12 months. Chances are it will be, but regardless, it seems like, based on the fact that Xbox said that we're going to see stuff for over 30 plus games, including things that will be released in the next 12 months, I'd say there is some solid potential for Starfield to be at Gamescom. The one thing is though, Starfield is a Bethesda game and QuakeCon is a Bethesda event, so if Bethesda had something regarding Starfield that they wanted to show at some point soon, which is basically any time in August, since we're past the halfway point for August right now, you would think they would want to show it at the Bethesda-centric event and not Gamescom. Now, the other thing is, maybe Xbox wants to broaden their marketing and their audience and their demographic in Europe more, and one way they want to do this is by showing unique stuff specifically at Gamescom. That might be one reason why we could see something Starfield related at Gamescom, but not QuakeCon, but that's kind of a reach in my opinion. The last other major event that I could see us seeing something regarding Starfield at is, of course, the Game Awards, which usually takes place at the end of the year around December. We have seen new announcements from Bethesda Game Studios at the Game Awards before, and Jeff Keighley has talked about Starfield openly pretty much since that Xbox 2022 Starfield showcase. He hasn't said that there's going to be anything regarding Starfield at the Game Awards this year, but the fact that he's talking about it so much and that he does seem to have somewhat of a good relationship with Todd Howard and friends does give a little bit of that kind of random RNG % chance that Starfield could show up at the Game Awards. In my opinion, just based on everything I talked about in this video, if we're just looking at the technical stuff, the fact that Starfield isn't at QuakeCon this year kind of leads me to believe that it won't be at Gamescom. So with that in mind, that kind of makes the Game Awards as the highest % chance of when we could see something regarding Starfield, but I don't think we're going to have to wait until December to see something. We might get some more of those Constellation Log update videos if we're lucky. And again, there is always the small chance that Bethesda could actually surprise us with a small Starfield update in the form of a Constellation Log update video at QuakeCon, but I don't think that's going to happen. If you were watching this video hoping to hear a definite time of when we would see something Starfield related, then I'm sorry to leave you a little bit disappointed, but it's kind of hard to say. If I had to make a guess just based on everything that I broke down in this video, I'd have to say the Game Awards seems like the most likely scenario unless we just get some kind of Constellation Log update along the way. I'm actually in Constellation Log update team. I kind of believe we will get another Constellation Log update video, at least one, before the Game Awards this year, but that's just up in the air. Unfortunately, it seems like we're back in ye old ancient times of not knowing when Bethesda is going to talk about Starfield again, but at least we know it's coming in 2023 and hopefully the first half of 2023. They're definitely going to talk about the game for sure before it releases. Again, they're definitely going to market this game more. We'll probably see another gameplay showcase again, and I kind of think it's going to have to take place before June if they release Starfield in the first half of next year. I kind of believe Starfield will release in March of 2023, but that's just me possibly having too high of hopes. The potential exists for them to delay it until November, like I said, but either way, that's everything I wanted to talk about in today's video. Hopefully this helps align your hype levels a bit in terms of what you should expect from Starfield for the rest of the year. Basically, we're just playing the lottery and hoping for a random Constellation Log update, unless we get surprised at Gamescom or the Game Awards. But either way, as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe if you want to help support the community and if you enjoyed content like this. And if you want to get a permanent future video shoutout, you can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member, just like these fine people did. Links for all this and more, including Skullzi merchandise and that Skullzi Discord server, are all down in the description below. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time when we're one day closer to that Space Fish Aurora Skooma.
It just works.